Jason, dear friend, dear Jason, looking forward to meeting you very soon at AVC. If you like to, a few words about our meeting again at AVC.
Thank you, Dr. Donas. I think this has been a wonderful multidisciplinary and collaborative international meeting. I've been fortunate and privileged to be a part of it from the beginning, have enjoyed the discussions, and the learning goes in both directions, meaning we provide our expertise and then we bring tips and tricks home to improve patient care. I've often commented when I get to travel to Europe, it's a different perspective, and I think seeing how we do things in the United States and then what I can learn from the Europeans and vice versa has been really excellent. And I think in particular, this area for you, Donas, being in Frankfurt and in Germany, I think there's even different techniques, even within Europe. I think there's different techniques, and I think you've always been a champion of that, and that's why I enjoy going to the meeting to learn. So I'm excited to come again. I can't believe it's been the 5th anniversary, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. Thank you.
In media res, if you like, dear Jason, to introduce yourself. Where are you working? What is the focus of your work? A few words about it.
Great. Yeah. So I'm Jason Lee, and I actually had the privilege of meeting Professor Donas when we were both very young, and worked on a project put together by Frank Vieth, and pushed us together because we were doing some things thinking outside the box related to parallel chimney grafts for complex aorta. I've always been interested in complex aortic disease. Many of you know that outside of the U.S., you have a lot more choices than we do inside of the U.S. in terms of devices and techniques. I've been at Stanford University. It's in Palo Alto in Northern California. I've been here my entire career, finished my fellowship here, have stayed on the faculty, and I've had the good fortune to be here now 24 years in practice, for the last 5 years now as the chief of vascular surgery here at Stanford. I mainly focus on aortic disease, complex, both arch, thoracoabdominal, supra and juxtarenal, and complex dissection work. I've had the good fortune here in the States to help out with a lot of the clinical trials. That's what I focus a lot of my effort and so energy on, and have worked closely with a lot of our industry partners over the years to help with the clinical trials to get devices to FDA approval. And I love visiting other countries to see their observations, tips, and tricks for us all to improve upon. So again, delighted to bring the Stanford experience to the AVC meeting this year. We're going to be talking about a couple of particular things that we've had some good experience with, including the single branch device approved in the US now that we've used in some alternate configurations, and you'll see that as one of the presentations, and also our approach to complex thoracoabdominal and the evolution of that over the years at Stanford, and has culminated recently, and I think it's just about to hit Europe, and I know a handful of cases have been done, but as everyone knows, the Gore-Tambi, the thoracoabdominal multi-branch endoprosthesis, was approved in the United States in early 2024, and we now have quite a bit of experience with that device. So happy to share that experience at the meeting this year, and excited to learn from everybody there at the meeting also.
Yes. I can only highlight, and I am more than glad. I can remember very, very well when we had the first ideas with Professor Vieth about the scientific support of a novel technique at this time, how friendly you have been, how collegial was your behavior. I have to say this from the beginning. You had the knowledge, but you didn't want to be only in the front, only to be in the first scene. I felt that you gave me the stage to come in the front, to learn from your experience. It was really, I didn't say this to you, it's the first time. It was really something which I'm not going to forget it. And I'm more than glad that I meet you. And also via Frank Fifth, we have an excellent collaboration with several papers also in different fields. A very nice interaction. I remember last year at AVC, you presented how important is also this networking, this collaboration globally. And this is one of the main, let's say, reasons of AVC, to connect in a friendly atmosphere, very central located, very close to the airport, in a very nice view and hotel, in science and physicians from all over the world. Regarding the TAMPI solution, you highlighted this option. Can you tell us shortly some insights from your talk? Where will be the focus of your talk?
Yeah, I think whenever you have a new device, everybody always wants to know the outcomes, which is easy to read from the pivotal trial, the main paper. I have the good fortune to, the FDA mandated Gore to do a post-approval trial, real world data.
Okay.
And I'll give some hints as to what we're going to wind up presenting at the SVS meeting at the VAM in Boston in June of 2026. Just in a few months, we have now treated, since the post-market approval, we've got prospective data on the first 242 patients treated in the States in the post-approval trial. And everybody always says when you have the pivotal trial results of any industry-sponsored device, the results are excellent. And that's to be expected because there's a screening committee and you're picking cases that are going to do well. In the post-approval trial, we're treating everybody that comes in. And so it will highlight how it can be used in the real world. And sometimes the results aren't as clean or aren't as excellent, but it's showing how the device performs real world as opposed to in selected cases. So I'm excited to hint that we will share some of that data, and it's been pretty good. I think a lot of it is because despite this being a new device, the concept of multi-branch already is out there in outside of US, lots of experience. And I love, like I said, I love listening to you all outside of US with the experience with other devices and other techniques and other competitors, other competing manufacturers' devices. So I learn a lot from that. And I know many of the other faculty at the AVC are also world's experts in complex
Also, your good friend, Professor Torcello, will be this year and welcome you also. I know that you are also big fan from Los Angeles Lakers. And is it true that you like to have also the European concepts, philosophy, and experience due to the big star of your Los Angeles Lakers from Slovenia?
Yeah, well, so I'm going to clarify a couple things. I think most people know I grew up in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Where I was always way back in the 80s, a big fan of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson. And then I obviously, in the peak of my day, grew up a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Having then moved to Northern California, so you have to be careful here. I'm going to change my thing. It's the Golden State Warriors now that I follow. The Golden State Warriors then as the Northern California team, obviously if you're a current NBA basketball fan, you understand Stephen Curry has really been the one that has changed the world in terms of changing the game into a three-point shooting game. But all that being said, watching our fellow Slovenian Luka Doncic the European takeover of the NBA and the different techniques they have, including Doncic, including Nikola Jokic from the Nuggets,
Yes.
and the large number of even German basketball players over the years in the NBA. Yes, I think professional basketball is certainly one of my favorite things to watch and participate in, and it's truly a global sport. And I know in Germany in particular there are a lot of fans. I think Nowitzki, Dirk Nowitzki is probably the most popular German player to ever make it large in the NBA. But recently, I don't know how big of a star Dennis Schroeder is, but Dennis Schroeder, who is from Germany, wound up playing on the Warriors for a season, so I got to watch him. So there definitely is a German connection, and obviously, I'm imagining a couple of our friends, maybe from France, will be at the AVC.
Yes, of course.
Certainly, the big news in the NBA now is Victor Wembanyama and his influence as likely the future face of world basketball.
We have also in Greece, as you know, a very good tradition with great teams and players. For the moment, at my favorite team is Panathinaikos, and the big star is Kendrick Nunn. I remember I asked you when he came, how good is Jason Kendrick Nunn? And indeed, he supported a lot, and we have been 2024 European champions. So as you said, it was really a very good transfer.
Well, obviously, to your Greek roots, obviously, I didn't even mention Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of my favorite players. This year, the Golden State Warriors tried to make a trade to get Giannis out of Milwaukee, because I think there's a lot better Greek food in California than there would be in Wisconsin. So we in California are interested in getting Antetokounmpo to come to California.
One other topic of our meeting will be peripheral arterial disease, modern vessel prep techniques. We will have exclusively a workshop every day of the 3 days of the meeting with focus endovascular robotics. It is really very promising, minimizing or excluding radiation. How is the evolution of PAD also regarding endovascular technique and devices in Stanford?
Yeah, we have a significant interest. We have a wound care center where we see a lot of people with advanced wounds and critical limb ischemia.
Yes.
I loved the collaboration we did a couple of years ago with the Artisan Registry, and then we were able to get that published and presented at a U.S. meeting. Data related to endovascular treatment of the common femoral artery, which is a controversial topic. So we definitely have favored in the U.S., even with the results of Best CLI, indicating for limb ischemia that if you have vein, there is good outcomes related to bypass. But obviously in Basel II, we see that maybe the data is not as clean, or maybe it's not so obvious that bypass is better. We generally take an endovascular first approach for PAD at Stanford. I think we've saved a lot of legs. We've improved a lot of walking ability. We've healed a lot of wounds with advanced endovascular techniques. I look forward to the workshops related to vessel prep, lithotripsy, drug technology. I think those are all positive things. I think people should know, or if they don't know, that lithotripsy, shockwave, was actually invented at Stanford. The person who came up with it, a close friend of mine, Todd Brinton, he was in the biodesign program at Stanford. He was a fellow the same year I was. He developed shockwave, and now he no longer has to work. So obviously all the people that are innovating and thinking of ideas can make significant improvements beyond just caring for our patients. And I think both in the PAD and the aortic and in the carotid and stroke prevention world. I love these multidisciplinary meetings where the young people in the audience hopefully can get inspired and see that there are opportunities and ways to improve upon vascular.
Yes. We remember very well the first presentation of the BCLI trial outcomes from Professor Alec Farber 3 years ago at AVC, in first time in Europe. Also, Professor Korosoglu, PI of the Ariston trial, is the program director of PAD. So we have a lot of, let's say, influence of these novelties at our meeting and in the program. And also one other very crucial point is Dr. Francois Sossi went a few weeks ago to Romania and performed for first time for vascular surgeons endovascular PAD techniques, because the resident won last year at AVC the prize of the best presentation, and this had a significant impact in their center and also vascular surgery community in Romania, performing first complex endo-PAD cases. So it is, as you said, very, very interesting, these small steps which influence probably someone significantly. And especially in PAD, we have a lot of evolution. We have, as you said, different balloons, cutting balloons. We will have also special sessions on the different types of balloons. It will be really interesting. Last point is the venous disease. We have Dr. Jalai and Avgerinos who have been in Pittsburgh. They will focus on deep vein thrombosis and endo techniques. How is the, let's say, rationale or the concept of treatment for acute DVTs in Stanford, Jason?
Yeah, I think the ATTRACT-2 trial really didn't provide great evidence that you needed to be super aggressive for lower extremity iliofemoral DVT. Definitely infrainguinal venous disease, I think, can be managed well with anticoagulation. I just think we haven't found the right devices or techniques yet. So I remain optimistic that we can learn and innovate on that. All that being said, I think a lot of the thrombectomy innovations with suction and larger vessel pulmonary embolism treatment, those are important aspects, and more vascular surgeons need to learn those techniques to become part of PE response teams or PERT teams.
Yes.
I think that's an underdeveloped thing that as a specialty, we have the technical ability as well as the patient care knowledge to participate on those things. So I'd like to see more and more venous pathology treated by vascular surgeons.
Also, yeah.
I can't wait to meet you all at the AVC and learn some new techniques, aortic and PAD and venous wise. Congratulations to the meeting organizers and Dr. Donas in particular for organizing the group of international experts to come talk about vascular disease. I hope to see you there in Frankfurt.